Hello, and welcome to the MyBFF Business Leaders Podcast, your new secret weapon for business success. Sponsored by MyBFF Social Media, Marketing, and Advertising. Make sure to hit subscribe. Now let's get started.
Hey there, everyone. Ready for a deep dive into the future?
Always ready to explore the future.
All right, well, today we're going to be talking about how social media is going to be shaping the business world in 2025 and beyond.
A lot to unpack there.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So we found this super interesting article. It's called "A Strong Social Media Marketing Strategy is Vital for Businesses in 2025.
Big G.
Right. And trust me, it's got some seriously insightful stuff. Whether you're, running your own company or just starting out, this deep dive is going to give you the tools to not just survive, but totally rock it in this new world of social media.
Sounds good to me.
Awesome. So let's just jump right in.
Okay.
This article hits us with a pretty mind-blowing stat right away.
Oh.
By 2025, get this, we're going to have over 5 billion social media users globally.
Wow. That's a lot of people.
I know, right?
Wow.
It's like almost 2/3 of the entire planet is your potential audience.
It's crazy to think about the scale of it all.
I know, right?
And what's even more interesting is how social media is changing. It's not just about connecting with friends and family anymore.
Right. It's way more than that.
It's turning into this whole business ecosystem.
Okay. Now, ecosystem. That's a word you hear a lot these days.
Yeah.
What does that actually look like in the real world?
Think about it like this. It's not enough to just put up an ad and hope people click on it. You need to create an experience for your audience, a whole space where they can interact with your brand on all these different levels, building a community around your content, using data to personalize interactions. It's a whole package.
So you're creating a world around your brand, not just a one-time sale.
Exactly. And you know what a huge part of building that world?
What's that?
Organic content.
Okay, see, that's something this article really focuses on. It seems like a lot of businesses still think organic social media is just like posting a few pictures and calling it a day.
I see that a lot, yeah.
But this article makes a really strong case for why it's more important now than ever.
Oh, absolutely. In a world that's completely flooded with ads, organic content is like a breath of fresh air.
Definitely.
It's where authenticity shines through. And that's what really connects with people today. People are craving genuine connections.
Real stuff.
Yes, real stuff. Stories that touch them on an emotional level. Information that actually adds value to their lives.
It makes sense. We're all bombarded with marketing messages all day long. To cut through all that noise, you need to offer something real, something relatable.
Exactly. Think about it. Wouldn't you rather follow a brand that shares valuable tips, gives you a behind-the-scenes look, engages with your comments, than one that just throws sales pitches at you constantly?
Totally.
Yeah.
And the article also talks about user-generated content as a big piece of the organic puzzle.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. People trust recommendations from their friends and family way more than any brand message.
For sure.
When your customers are sharing their positive experiences with your product or service, it's like this powerful word-of-mouth campaign that just happens naturally.
Yeah, it's like seeing a huge line outside a restaurant.
Yeah.
You just automatically assume it must be good.
Right. And that kind of social proof is priceless. Plus, it gives you a constant flow of fresh, authentic content.
It's a win-win.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, creating all this amazing organic content is great.
Yeah.
But it needs to reach the right people.
Right. It has to land in the right spot.
Exactly. Which brings us to the next big point, platform choice.
Okay. Platform choice. The article goes deep on this one. I think this is where things get really interesting for businesses trying to figure out the whole social media landscape in 2025.
Definitely. It's not about being on every single platform out there.
Right.
It's about being strategic. Each platform has its own unique vibe, demographics, content style. You wouldn't use the same approach on LinkedIn as you would on TikTok.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right.
So how do you choose where to put your energy?
You got to start by figuring out who your target audience is, their age, what they're interested in, that how they behave online. Then you research which platforms they're hanging out on the most. For example, if you're trying to connect with Gen Z, TikTok and Instagram, or where it's at.
Right. It's all about that short-form video content these days.
Exactly. You need to be creating engaging reels, fun TikToks. Maybe even some behind-the-scenes stuff that shows off your brand's personality.
Quick, snappy, visually grabbing.
You got it. But if you're going after older demographics, platforms like Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter are still super relevant.
Yeah, they haven't gone anywhere.
And they all serve different purposes.
Right. Like how?
Well, Facebook is awesome for building community and getting discussions going.
Yeah.
Like engaging polls, asking questions, sharing relatable stories. LinkedIn, on the other hand, that's your spot for B2B networking and establishing yourself as a thought leader.
It's more professional, more in-depth stuff.
Exactly. And then you've got Twitter.
Yeah.
Perfect
Okay.
for sharing quick thoughts, jumping into trending conversations, staying on top of real-time updates.
So many different worlds within the bigger social media universe.
It's amazing. And then there's YouTube, which is becoming a major player.
YouTube is interesting. It feels like it's becoming the new TV, especially with so many people ditching cable.
Absolutely. It's the place for long-form content like in-depth tutorials, product demos, even behind-the-scenes documentaries.
Plus, it's a powerhouse for SEO. A strong YouTube presence can really boost your visibility online.
No doubt. It all comes down to recognizing the strengths of each platform
Right.
and tailoring your content to fit.
Makes sense. Okay, so we've got all these different platforms, each with their own rules and best practices. It sounds like a lot to handle.
It definitely can be.
Yeah.
And that's why more and more businesses are starting to see the value of bringing in professional help.
Yeah, the article mentions that it seems like social media has gone way beyond just posting selfies.
It really has.
It's a whole science now.
It is. And just like you wouldn't try to perform surgery on yourself.
Oh, no.
You don't have to go it alone in the world of social media.
Yeah, so what kind of advantages does working with a social media expert bring?
For one, they can help you develop a strong brand story that really resonates with your audience.
Mm-hmm.
They understand the ins and outs of each platform's algorithm, how users behave. They can help you get more reach and engagement.
So it's like having a coach in your corner who can guide you through this ever-changing world of social media.
Exactly. They can analyze data, track trends, and help you make smarter decisions. They can also take care of all the technical stuff, freeing you up to focus on other parts of your business.
It's all about working smarter, not harder.
You got it.
Now, speaking of working smarter, one of the biggest takeaways from this article is the importance of using data to make decisions.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Social media gives you a ton of data that can be incredibly valuable if you know how to use it.
But what does data-driven decision-making actually mean in practice?
It means ditching those gut feelings and assumptions
Yeah.
and using real insights to guide your strategy. For example, let's say you're running a campaign on Instagram. You can track things like engagement reach, click-through rates, to see what type of content is actually connecting with your audience.
So instead of just guessing what people want to see, you can actually see what's working and what's not.
Precisely. You can then use that info to tweak your strategy, refine your content, and ultimately get more bang for your buck.
So data becomes like a compass leading you towards better results.
You got it. And this is another area where social media pros can really shine. They're swimming in this data all day, every day.
Right?
So they know how to make sense of it and pull out actionable insights.
It's like having a data whisperer on your team, someone who can translate those numbers into something you can understand and use.
Exactly. And the more data you collect, the better you understand your audience,
Mm-hmm.
the more effectively you can tailor your content to what they need and want.
Okay, so we've talked about the power of organic content,
Yes.
the importance of choosing the right platforms, and how leveraging professional expertise and data can really level up your game. But the digital world is constantly changing, right?
Yeah.
How do businesses stay ahead of the curve in 2025 and beyond?
That's the million-dollar question.
Mm.
And the article really stresses the importance of adaptability and agility.
So what does that look like in action?
It's about being willing to experiment, to try new things, and to constantly learn and evolve.
Don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone.
Exactly.
Yeah,
The social media landscape is always changing, so your approach needs to change with it.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, one thing the article really emphasizes is being mobile first.
Oh, absolutely. We live in a mobile-first world,
We do?
and that's only going to become more true in the years to come.
So what does it mean to be mobile first when you're thinking about your social media strategy?
It means making sure your content is optimized for viewing on phones and tablets.
Okay.
Think about video formatting, image sizes, even the length of your captions.
Mm-hmm.
People are consuming content on their phones more than ever, so your strategy needs to reflect that.
Make it easy to read, easy to watch, and easy to engage with on a smaller screen. Okay, so we've got a lot to consider here. Organic, content platform choice, data agility, mobile first. It's a lot to take in. What are some key takeaways you hope our listener is walking away with from this part of the deep dive?
I think the biggest takeaway is that social media isn't just an afterthought for businesses anymore.
Right.
It's a powerful tool that can make or break your success in the years to come.
Couldn't agree more. It's not just about posting randomly. It's about being strategic, understanding your audience, creating content that genuinely adds value.
Absolutely. It's about building real connections, fostering a sense of community, providing a positive experience for your audience.
And don't forget about the power of data.
Right.
Use it to your advantage. Understand what works and keep refining your approach.
It's all about evolving, adapting, and staying one step ahead.
So what's next? We've got a ton more to explore in this article, including some really insightful predictions for the future of social media and business.
Sounds good. We were talking about how important it is to stay agile and data-driven, but this article takes it a step further. It predicts that by 2025, social media will be deeply integrated with other emerging technologies, like augmented reality and virtual reality.
Whoa, hold on. AR and VR and social media, that sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie. What would that even look like?
Imagine trying on clothes virtually before you buy them online.
Okay.
Or going to a concert from your living room, all through a social media platform.
Wow.
The article suggests these immersive experiences will be key to engaging younger audiences who are all about interactive content.
So it's not just about scrolling and liking anymore. It's about actually stepping into these virtual worlds created by brands.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the article even suggests that social commerce will explode.
Social commerce.
Yeah, with platforms like Instagram and TikTok becoming major shopping destinations. So you're not just engaging with a brand's content. You can seamlessly buy their products right then and there without ever leaving the app.
Okay, so we've got AR, VR, social shopping, all happening within our social feeds. I can see how businesses would need to completely rethink their strategies to keep up with all that.
Absolutely. The article highlights the importance of investing in creative talent who can produce these high-quality, immersive experiences.
What kind of talent are we talking about?
Think 3D designers, AR developers, even storytellers who can craft narratives for these virtual worlds.
It sounds like social media is about to get a whole lot more, well, social.
It really is. And here's another fascinating prediction. The article suggests that hyper-personalization will become the norm.
Okay, break that down for me. What exactly does hyper-personalization mean?
It means that brands will be able to use data to tailor their content and offerings to each individual user on a level we've never seen before.
Okay.
Imagine scrolling through your feed and seeing recommendations that are so perfectly aligned with your interests. It's like the algorithm knows you better than you know yourself.
That sounds kind of creepy, but also kind of cool. Like, how do they get it so right?
Through sophisticated AI and machine learning, of course. AI, these technologies can analyze your browsing history, your purchase behavior, even your social interactions, to create a detailed profile of your preferences.
So it's all about using that data to create a truly personalized experience for each user.
Exactly. And it's not just about recommending products. It could also be about serving up content that's tailored to your mood, your location, or even the time of day.
Okay, so hyper-personalization is about making social media feel more like a one-on-one conversation than a mass broadcast.
Precisely. And this will be crucial for cutting through the noise and capturing attention in an increasingly crowded digital landscape.
It's like instead of shouting your message from the rooftops, you're whispering it directly into the ear of the person most likely to listen.
Exactly. And this brings us to another key point the article emphasizes: the growing importance of social listening.
Now, I've heard that term thrown around before, but I'm not entirely sure what it means.
Social listening is essentially the process of monitoring social media conversations and trends related to your brand, your industry, or even your competitors.
Okay.
It's about going beyond just tracking likes and comments and actually understanding the sentiment behind those interactions.
So it's like instead of just looking at the numbers, you're actually listening to what people are saying about you online.
Exactly. And this can provide invaluable insights into what your audience cares about, what they're struggling with, and what they're looking for.
It sounds like a gold mine of information for businesses.
Yeah.
How can they actually use those insights to their advantage?
Social listening can help you identify potential crises before they escalate,
Oh, that's good.
spot emerging trends, and adapt your strategy accordingly, and even discover new product or service opportunities.
It's like having a finger on the pulse of your target market, constantly monitoring their needs and desires.
Precisely. And this will be especially important in 2025 and beyond, as social media becomes even more integrated into our daily lives.
Okay, so we've got all these exciting trends on the horizon. AR, VR, social shopping, hyper-personalization, and the importance of social listening. But with all this change happening so rapidly, how can businesses even begin to prepare?
The article emphasizes the importance of embracing a culture of continuous learning and experimentation.
So it's about being willing to step outside of your comfort zone and try new things.
Exactly. Don't be afraid to fail, because that's how you learn and grow. Embrace new technologies, test different approaches, and constantly analyze your results.
It sounds like a lot of trial and error.
It can be, but the businesses that are willing to adapt and evolve will be the ones that thrive in the long run.
So what are some concrete steps businesses can take right now to start preparing for this future of social media?
Invest in training and development for your team. Stay informed about emerging technologies and trends, and partner with experts who can guide you through this rapidly evolving landscape.
So basically, don't bury your head in the sand and hope it all goes away.
Exactly. The future of social media is exciting, but it requires a willingness to embrace change and a commitment to continuous learning.
Okay. I think our listeners are starting to get a good grasp on what the future holds for social media and business. But there's one crucial element we haven't touched on yet: ethics. The article brings up some important considerations in this area.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
As social media becomes more powerful and pervasive, it's crucial for businesses to operate ethically and responsibly.
So what are some of the ethical challenges businesses might face in this new world of social media?
Data privacy is a major concern. With hyper-personalization comes the potential for misuse of personal data. Businesses need to be transparent about how they're collecting and using data, and they need to prioritize user privacy above all else.
So it's not just about gathering as much data as possible, it's about using it responsibly and ethically.
Exactly. Another challenge is the potential for algorithmic bias.
Algorithmic bias.
Yeah, we need to be mindful of how algorithms are designed and ensure they're not perpetuating existing societal biases.
So it's about making sure that everyone has an equal opportunity to be seen and heard on these platforms.
Absolutely. And finally, we need to be mindful of the impact of social media on mental health and well-being.
Yeah, that's something I think a lot of people are grappling with these days. What can businesses do to address this concern?
They can promote positive and inclusive content, encourage healthy social media habits, and even partner with organizations that are working to address mental health issues.
It sounds like ethical considerations will be front and center for businesses operating in the social media landscape of 2025.
Absolutely. It's not just about profits anymore. It's about creating a positive and sustainable social media ecosystem for everyone.
So we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive.
We have.
From the rise of organic content and the importance of platform choice to the emergence of exciting new technologies and the growing importance of ethical considerations. But there's one final question I want to leave our listener with today. If nearly everyone is on social media, what makes your brand worth following?
That's the big question, isn't it? In a world with billions of users and countless brands all fighting for attention,
It's a crowded space.
what sets you apart? What makes you stand out from the crowd?
What makes you unique?
Exactly.
Yeah.
What value do you bring to the table that nobody else can?
So it's about finding your niche, your voice, your own special way of connecting with the world.
Right, and then amplifying that voice through a smart and strategic social media presence.
It's not enough to just be there. You have to have a purpose.
Exactly. You need to really understand your brand identity, your target audience, and the value you're offering.
And then you got to translate all of that into a social media strategy that really resonates with your audience.
You got it. It's about creating content that informs or entertains or inspires or adds value in some way.
Right. And doing it in a way that's authentic, engaging, and true to your brand values.
Absolutely. It's about building relationships, fostering community, and making a positive impact.
Because at the end of the day, that's what social media is all about, isn't it?
Yeah.
Connection.
Couldn't agree more. It's about connecting with people on a human level, sharing experiences, and building those meaningful relationships.
And in a world that's becoming increasingly digital, those connections are more important than ever.
So as you navigate this exciting and ever-evolving world of social media, remember to stay true to yourself, your values, and your unique voice.
That's what will help you stand out.
And that's what will ultimately attract the right audience, the people who really connect with your brand and what you represent.
So well said. I think that's a great place to wrap things up. We've explored so much today, from the power of organic content and choosing the right platforms, to the emergence of those mind-blowing new technologies and the growing importance of ethics.
It's clear that social media is a must-have for businesses now.
It's not just a nice-to-have anymore.
It's a crucial part of any successful strategy.
And as we move towards 2025 and beyond, those who embrace the power of authenticity, agility, and ethical engagement,
Those are the key ingredients.
they'll be the ones who thrive in this exciting new world.
Absolutely. So go out there and make your mark.
We'll definitely be linking the full article A strong social media marketing strategy is vital for businesses in 2025 in the show notes. It's packed with even more great insights. Highly recommend checking it out.
It's a fantastic roadmap for navigating the future of social media.
All right, everyone, happy strategizing, and we'll catch you in our next deep dive.